Welcome to Blackjack Stewart Arena here in Piot Mound, Manitoba. I'm Cody Wall here, brought to you in Piot Mound with Graham Forsyth. Graham, how are you doing today?
I'm doing not too bad, Cody. Great to be back on the call with you here today and ready for this third and final game of the weekend between the Buffaloes and the International Hockey Academy. Should be a good one.
Yeah, definitely will be a good one. The Buffaloes looking to get their first win of the weekend. They'll be looking to, kind of flip the script from what they've had on the prior two games here this weekend.
Yeah, and looking at the score yesterday, Cody, I mean, you called the game, but the International Hockey Academy up 1-0 after the first. They ended up extending the lead to 4-1 after the first 40 minutes and then added two more to make it a 6-1 final. To take that second game of the weekend yesterday. The Buffaloes ended up having 9 power play chances, Cody. Talk about what you saw in our power play, how, once again, IHA was able to give this Buffaloes team fits.
Yeah, definitely. We saw a lot of penalties yesterday. We didn't see too many special teams goals, but definitely not as many shorthanded goals as we saw on that Friday night. But definitely, this IHA team was playing a strong special teams game, and giving the Buffaloes a fit, like you said there, Graham. Just their strong passing and quick feet kind of just was able to propel them to the lead at times.
Yeah, and taking a look at this International Hockey Academy, they had 6 power play opportunities. They ended up scoring 3. Talk about their power play and how it looked yesterday against the Buffaloes PK.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, kind of like they were on the penalty kill. They were just moving their feet, and they were communicating quite well, able to find open teammates when they did have that man advantage. Really utilized that cycle game to their advantage, finding areas, open areas on the ice, and able to kind of find a little bit of space to walk in and take some grade A shots on Cameron Perrier yesterday.
Of course, the 3 goals for International in a single period came in the second yesterday, but taking a look at the shot, Buffaloes had more of the opportunities in that period by 3, 14-11. They outshot IHA in that second period, but the IHA team able to pot 3 on those 11 goals. Talk about that second period, where exactly went wrong for the Buffaloes, even though they were generating more shots than International Hockey Academy in that period alone.
Yeah, they definitely, like you said, were generating more shots than International Hockey Academy. Just, the quality of them wasn't quite the same. They were getting some long angle shots. Shots from the point is where a lot of the Buffalo shots came from, the long range, where the goaltender had a little bit extra time to be able to see and set up. One thing the Buffaloes didn't do quite as well as I think that they did on Friday was they didn't have bodies in front of the net and really weren't making the goaltender's life as hard as they would probably like to stay in this game.
We talked about the Buffaloes' issues in that game on Friday night, back when we did the broadcast on Friday, and it was the Buffaloes' inability to make passes a lot of the time in that game that really cost them, especially that first pass out of the zone successfully, even that second pass as well. But you talked about communication as well, how that was a problem you found, and we agreed on that, Cody, as well on Friday. What do you see in those areas for the Buffaloes yesterday in that regard, in that 6-1 loss that they had?
Yeah, the score says it was a 6-1 beating by IHA, but there was definitely a couple of more positives I did see from the Buffaloes. It did look like they were moving their feet a lot more than we saw on Friday. And with that, they were able to find themselves in the right areas and able to compensate for maybe some passes that maybe were off target. And with that, kind of corrected some of the issues that we saw on that Friday affair, just with being able to even turn up the Jets a little bit to find themselves first on that puck more than they did in Friday.
For IHA, back on Friday night's win, it was Tayson Swampy scoring 2 goals. He was the only player on the team for IHA in that game with 2 goals. Baden Cross also scored in that 4-3 victory, as well as Caden Bigplume. But taking a look at yesterday's game, Cody, not quite the story for IHA in their win for their scoring, relying on Swampy to get 2. It was 6 different goal scorers in that game. The depth on display once again. Well, not once again, but the depth on display for IHA in that game yesterday in that 6-1 win with 6 different goal scorers.
Yeah, definitely it was a little bit more spread out there. I know yesterday we had saw Rylan Wempe get 2 goals for his team. Definitely he was my Align Your Mind player of the game yesterday. He kind of led, but there was a lot more depth, like you said, Graham, from IHA, and really just a lot more better communication throughout the whole team dynamic, I thought, for them to be able to capitalize on those opportunities that they got.
It will be Miles Gordon in net for the Buffaloes today, and Mason Cotreau, 2 goalies that played on Friday. Of course, they got the night off yesterday. Of course, this being a early morning game as opposed to the other games that these 2 teams have played this weekend. But what you'll be expecting from these 2 goaltenders after they put out a solid input back on Friday night, looking to for Gordon to get a win today and for Cotreau to improve to 2-0 on the weekend.
Yeah, for Cotreau, we'll start with him. You know, he's going to look to continue that good play he had from Friday. He was able to pull out the win there. You know, maybe he'll be looking to maybe correct some of the issues we did see. There was 1 or 2 goals that, you know, you'd like for him to, you'd think he'd like to have back. Some little bit better rebound control, and that'll be something he'll be working on today to try to shore up before his team hits the playoffs in the coming weeks in Penticton. And then looking at Miles Gordon, you know, he had looked quite good on the Friday affair, able to, when the Buffaloes were needing him to make those key saves, he was able to shut it down and lock it up and give his team the opportunity to get back in late in that 3rd period on Friday.
For IHA, they did some good stuff back on Friday, of course, to get the win, did some more good stuff yesterday. Talk about IHA's game compared to Friday to yesterday, you know, how you felt that they looked out there in that 6-1 win throughout the 60 minutes.
Yeah, Friday, you know, both teams looked a little more timid, just in the sense where they weren't playing with the same physicality and aggressiveness. Yesterday, definitely saw the aggressiveness stepped up morely by IHA, but Piot Mound was able to respond and kind of answer for some of that extra aggressiveness, but definitely IHA having some tensions rising with some of the Buffaloes, you know, with some of the extracurriculars we saw around the net, some pushing, shoving. IHA is definitely going to want to continue with that aggressiveness, because that was something that kind of got them a little extra time and space yesterday, and was definitely a part of what led to their win yesterday.
How long do we have until we're set to drop the puck here, Cody?
We got about 21 seconds before the end of our pre-game warm-up here, and then we're going to be going to our start of the 1st period. So just before we tick down, I'll go over our starting lineups here for both teams. Looks like for Piot Mound, they are going to have 3 guys who are going to be sitting today. We're going to have number 10 in Jack Smith, number 17 in Carlos De Leon, as well as number 73, Kian Hodgins, all scratches today. Starting lineup for the Buffalo is going to be up front, number 3, Joran Kustermans, number 12, Zane Price, and number 14, Sam Takahashi. On the back end, we're going to see number 22 of Keegan Leach partnered with Riel Chartrand. And then looking at IHA, they're going to elect to go with Mason Cotreau in net, like you said. On the back end, they're going to have Sam Jossenet partnered with Andre Glukov, with Sam Pickering, Baden Koss, and Lane Johnson up front. And then looking at their notable omissions, most notably, they're going to be missing number 13, Tayson Swampy, their leading point getter, as well as number 12, Liam Bishop, Kalen Bodnerchuk, and Luke Beliski and Noah Morrison, all going to be inactive for today.
And interesting that Tayson Swampy out of the lineup today, Cody. Was there something that happened in yesterday's game? I assume he went out with an injury?
Yeah, he did go off in a bit of pain in the middle half of the game, but he did finish up. Maybe coach is just electing to take him out for today with having some of the other players, like you mentioned, the depth yesterday, firing on all cylinders. Maybe Coach Jason Abramoff depending on and thinking that depth is going to take over for them today.
Well, we're set to go here in Piot Mound, Manitoba for Game 3 of this weekend between IHA and the Buffaloes. IHA with the puck here to start off. And folks, we'll be just giving you some clarification here. Me and Cody may switch over, so he may do play-by-play, I may do color due to the delay today from the broadcast from Piot Mound to my house. There is a bit of a delay, so we will keep you up to date on if that change will be happening throughout this game. But it's IHA here early with the puck in the zone. The Buffaloes, the puck gets out, but it was sent out by IHA. The Buffaloes with the puck, Laz Constant with it, playing it back into his own zone for a defenseman. Laz Constant gets it back into the neutral zone, tried making move pass, but it's intercepted, and here goes IHA, a backhand, wide of the net. No shots here early on. I guess you could count that one maybe as a shot, but it is covered up by Miles Gordon, and we will get a stop and play here.
Yeah, and it does look like they did count that as the first shot of the game there. A bit of an easy one there for Miles Gordon to start off, and always good to get off on the right foot there, Graham.
No doubt about it. First shot on net, drawing blood first there, but it is still scoreless, of course. A harmless shot, like Cody said, to the net, covered up by Miles Gordon. It's in the corner now. IHA works it out in front, no one there. Nilsson with it, and Nilsson gonna skate up with it, goes cross ice to Constant, and Constant now coming in. Constant shoots, and rebound there, wide of the net. And talk about that play right there, Cody. Laz Constant adjusting the grip on the stick to receive that pass.
Yeah, he kind of was able to dipsy-doodle there and get into the offensive zone there. And another thing, he was able to kind of adjust that trajectory of the shot there. Looked like he was maybe going a different angle there kind of at the last minute. Adjusted the angle, like I said, and, kind of tricked Cotro there and almost got a rebound. Well, there was a rebound there and almost able to capitalize was the Buffalo.
Tipped on the way through, and it's another save by Cotro, his third of the game. And just to rephrase what I said there about that shot off the rebound, that shot generated by Laz Constant, it was actually a shot on net on the rebound, turned away by Cotro, shot wide of the net. Sam Takahashi down low. It's the Buffaloes with possession of it. Puck played up to Keegan Leach. Leach through a screen wide of the net. Got redirected wide of the net after a save made by Cotro. Now down low, IHA looking to get it out, and they do, connecting with a pass there, but unable to get by the defensive Bo Bannerman there, was the IHA player. Here goes the Buffaloes into the neutral zone. It's sent in. Cotro is out there to play it. Buffaloes on the pressure, on the forecheck, near the IHA blue line. Now IHA controlling it. And I believe that was Chad Christensen. Now shot wide of the net. And it trickles by.
And with Tayson Swampy out today, they're going to look. IHA is going to look to depend on some of their leaders here. And one of those leaders is number 21 in Baden Koss. Definitely a notable player. Wasn't able to, get many points yesterday on the board, but definitely was doing all the little things right to help his team win. We do have a shot from the point there, ends up in the corner. Braden Bear's going to go for it, and he's going to take the body for that. That goes back to the point in Schofield. Schofield just puts that back in for Bear. Bear looks over, sends it over to Leach. Leach tries to chip that, but he's met by an IHA defender. Takahashi goes behind the net. He sends that to Price. Price just chips that out as Kusterman's in pursuit. Little backhand pass there from Pickering to Schofield. As Koss gets that now on the opposite side. Johnson tries to get a hold of that, and that just ends up in the Buffalo zone. Ends up on the stick of Keegan Leach, and Leach is going to go for a skate here. He just elects to ring that into the offensive zone. And here comes Schofield. Ooh, a nice play there by Constant to have that active stick to break up the play. And Corey Nilsson with another nice active stick to get a loose puck there and get a good opportunity for the Buffalo.
Really nice play there by Constant Cody to be able to be in right position there to clog up the lane for that clean attempt to be out of the zone, and Constant getting in the way, able to create a chance. And then you see there, number 13, Corey Nilsson, getting a grade A scoring chance on net and tight.
Yeah, it looks like the coach, Rick McConnell, has been playing with the lines a bit here. And we got an offensive opportunity there from number 80 in Riley Madden there. Dipsy doodling in, but just ran out of room there as Miles Gordon was able to soak that up for a save.
And a dipsy doodle indeed. Just the vision there to realize that the defenseman in a exposed position, having the opening in the legs there. A nice one-handed nutmeg through the skates there, and a scoring chance on that after he eliminated the defender.
A little nutmeg there. Any other spices we want to throw in there, Graham?
You know what? We might get too spicy, so we'll hold off for now.
Oh, we got an opportunity here for Wendigo. He's got the foot race as Boucher is able to just chip that by, but Wendigo goes to the front of the net and tries to get a shot off, but he's tied up by the IHA defenseman.
The Buffaloes here getting some good opportunities on net here early on. Earlier on in the game, Laus Constant probably with one of the best scoring chances along with Corey Nilsson, but the Buffaloes need to continue getting it into those high-quality scoring areas, maybe getting a bit more mustard on the shot. There's another spice for you there potentially, Cody, more of a condiment, but...
Well, we'll count it as a spice for you, Graham. We'll let you get away with that one. We are back to play here, and up comes Deal. Deal makes the blue line. He just chips that in, and it's going to be met by Bear. Bear pins that, and he stops up, sends that to a teammate in Sheward. Sheward gets across the blue line, and he just chips that into the offensive zone, but it looks like that's going to go just out of play there, and we're going to have a face-off to the outside of the IHA zone.
And it seems like the Buffaloes have come out with some pretty good jump in this game, and it seems like, Cody, from what we've heard and from what we've seen, seems like the Buffaloes like to come to play on these morning games.
Yeah, definitely. They seem to have a little bit better effort level. Wow, maybe not effort level is not the right word, but they do, like you said, seem to have a little bit better outcome when they do play these early morning games.
For the Buffaloes here, I think a focus here in this game today is just doing the little things right? Like breaking out, being able to make those first passes like we've talked about so often, and really just simplifying the game. Don't get too fancy in their own end when you have the puck, shots on net, anytime you can get them.
Yeah, definitely. Just simplify their game. That's something that they kind of need to get back to here today, as if they want to try and get back into the win column for this weekend. Puck ends up deep into the Buffalo zone. Dirienko is going to pick that up, and he stops up, sends it to the opposite corner, but Pickering's going to pick that up, that loose puck. And Pickering just takes a shot from the point. Leach tries to get a chip on that puck. And Price blocks that pass from Glukov. And up comes Kusterman. Kusterman tries to send that to the front of the net for Constant. Nilsson there with opportune pickup, as we now have the puck going deep into the Buffalo zone for an icing.
And the Buffaloes getting into the shot lane there. I believe they blocked the shot of Glukov, and that sent Kustermans and Constant the other way. But Kustermans just could not quite connect with Constant. Looked like he had him for a sec there, but nice defensive play by IHA to shut it down.
Yeah, definitely a good active stick there from both teams. You know, both teams have looked engaged in this game at times. Looks like we are just waiting here as referee tying his skate here before we get back to under play.
And the first goal in this game would be huge for the Buffaloes today, I feel like, to give them even more confidence. They're having a pretty solid period because they have not struck first this entire weekend, Cody, looking to change that here moving forward in this period.
Yeah, definitely getting that first one of the day would be a big momentum swinger for the Buffalo, and definitely have been looking to get that pressure going to try and get that early lead here in the first period with 13:26 left. Face-off won by IHA, and that's going to be brought up by Koss. Koss makes the red line. He just chips that past Bear. Into the corner goes Chartrand. Chartrand just tries to backhand that, and we're going to see a penalty come, I believe I saw a 4-minute for boarding here. We are going to just get confirmation. I think we got 4 minutes for boarding coming to number 15 in Lane Johnson.
Didn't quite get a good look at it there of what happened, but actually did see the boarding. 4 minutes, the refs rewarding the Buffaloes with that type of time on the power play. And for the Buffaloes, have struggled on the power play, like you said, Cody, on Friday this season, and they struggled on it yesterday only with 1 goal on 9 attempts. See how the Buffaloes' man advantage looks here.
I do want to just quickly correct myself. I thought I heard the refs say 4 minutes. It does look like they did put 2 minutes on the board here, but the Buffaloes are going to the 2-minute power play, and as always, that power play is brought to you by Supplement King and in Winkler and Swift Current. Takahashi goes back to gather that puck that's left by Gordon. Takahashi with a nice move to get around Big Plume. Takahashi leaves that for Chartrand. Chartrand over to Leach on the point. Leach just chips that down deep, and Price is going to go and retrieve that. Takahashi goes behind the net, and he's looking for an option. Nice active stick there by Bros to knock the puck off Takahashi's stick. Takahashi with it at the top of the circle. He tries to send that to Price. And that loose puck is going to be gathered up by Schofield, but Schofield's clearing attempt blocked by Keegan Leach with a nice body placement.
What were IHA's penalty kill stats coming into the weekend, Cody?
Their penalty kill stats, I do have today's current. As of today, their penalty kill is running at 85%, but I don't have the weekend numbers here in front of me at this moment.
Well, IHA doing a really good job so far on this penalty kill, really not allowing the Buffaloes to break into the inside, and it's kind of been a theme here on the penalty kill for IHA being able to do these good things. Yeah, just an active stick that we had mentioned before during the 5-on-5 play has kind of extended into this penalty kill here. And it looks like we are going to see a short time of a 5-on-3 penalty as Constant goes down. And we're going to see number 37 in Sam Pickering go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. 2 minutes for slashing. Ref calling that one a slash. From this angle, looked like it was more of a trip, but he's got the better view there, and the Buffalo are going to stay on the Supplement King power play. Yeah, I could have sworn it was a trip in there myself as well, Cody, but the Buffaloes here looking for some success on the power play, and IHA going here comes Koss. Koss with a shot, but a nice back check there by Derianka to keep Koss to the outside, not cut to that middle area
and try to get a little extra net there from Gordon.
Just another example there, Cody. Sorry to interrupt. Of just IHA keeping good gaps here on this penalty kill, especially even when they're not in their own end.
Yeah, definitely. They are doing a lot of good things. Like you said, their penalty kill has been strong this weekend. Don't have the exact specifics, but we do have that they were able to score 2 shorthanded goals on Friday. So when you're able to get multiple shorthanded goals, your penalty kill definitely is firing in all cylinders. A shot from the point there from Braden Bear, and that ends up in the feet of IHA. Izzy Amy tries to direct that loose puck towards the net, and that just goes wide. Schuard stops up on the half wall there. Sends that to Constant. Constant back to Chartrand. Chartrand rips a shot as Constant's trying to dig that one out. And Bear's going to try and take a shot here from the point, and that's just blocked by Koss. As we got a 2-on-1 on the penalty kill here for IHA. We are going to see a cross-ice pass there to Izzy Amy from Braden Bear. Amy enters the offensive zone, and he leaves that for Schuard. Schuard tries to chip that back as no one's there. And Johnson's just going to ring that around for Dirienka to pick up.
And as this power play winds down for the Buffaloes, even though they did not work the puck as cleanly as you'd want, getting some better opportunities there on the second look on the power play for themselves.
Yeah, definitely better outlook on the power play than we've seen at times throughout this weekend. They were able to keep puck possession, which is definitely a plus from what we had seen from the past power plays this weekend. Unfortunately, some inopportune passes there almost cost the Buffalo on the penalty kill, on the power play there, sorry. But luckily for them, not able to capitalize are the IHA. We are going to have a whistle there looks like the Zamboni door has come open, so they're going to try and fix that with a little bit of rink maintenance here.
With 9:06 left in this first period, the Buffaloes leading in the shots 8-4 and getting some shots there on the power play, but always interesting when those Zamboni doors open, Cody? It happens every so once in a while in some hockey games.
Yeah, definitely. It is not something that commonly happens, and luckily for the players' safety here, nobody was checked into those boards and had the doors fling open on them. We could have had some unfortunate events if that did take place. Luckily, the referees catching that issue before it becomes a problem.
So taking a look at the standings here, Cody, I mean, if you take a look at the U17 prep division coming into this weekend, the Buffaloes in 10th place. They will still be in 10th place, I believe, after this weekend, but IHA has now closed that gap and they're not the last place team anymore. They're only 5 points behind the Buffaloes in 11th place now.
Yeah, definitely. They'll have really appreciated this weekend here as they've been able to make up points. Like you said, they're not going to be able to catch the Buffalo, but they have taken themselves out of last place and maybe got themselves a slightly better matchup as they head to Penticton for their playoff matchup.
And I'm not too sure how it is going to work. I do believe, though, in the playoffs for the U17s, they will split it up into 2 pools. So I believe they go maybe the top 6 teams and then the bottom 6 teams playing each other, but I'm not too sure.
We'll have to get some confirmation on that as time goes on, but back to play here. Glukoff's going to pick that up in the corner, and he's going to leave it for a teammate, but that errant pass ends up on the stick of Nilsson, and he just sends that back down deep. Constant with some active stick there as he knocks the puck off of Boucher's stick. And up comes IHA. Here comes Stace. He sends that back to a teammate. And Boucher tries to handle that, but Nilsson's able to get a stick on that and knock it deep into the zone. Leach with a backhanded chip there as it ends up behind the goal line for IHA. Nice active stick there by Rocklin Hay to pick Deal's tires. As we got Glukov picking that up on the half boards, he's looking across, sends that over to his D partner. And Bear's just going to block that clearing attempt. And an errant pass is going to send us for an icing here down in the Buffalo zone.
Yeah, it seems like the Buffalo should, I know it's tough because IHA has been putting on good pressure, but find ways to, relax, regroup, and, be able to define better passes out there, because that, even though it was on the tape of constant, sometimes a bit of trouble for players looking back to receive a pass.
Yeah, definitely. Passing has been looked better today, but definitely can always improve on some of that. No, errant puck hitting the skates of a Buffalo there almost ends up in the crease area. Maddox Dirienka just clears that as Kusterman's in pursuit of Schofield. Schofield just backhands that to his D partner in Pickering. And Dirienka with a nice keep in there with the glove to keep the puck in and keep the pressure on IHA here. Dirienka with a shot from the point. And a nice stick there by Takahashi to knock the puck off a Pickering stick. Chartrand stops up and tries to evade his defender. He manages to keep that puck in from aggressive Big Plume.
Good job by Chartrand there on staying strong, being able to keep that puck in.
Yeah, nice pinch there, strong pinch. Definitely able to keep the momentum that Piot Mound is generating and keep some of that pressure going from keeping those good pinches. Takahashi sends that up to Kustermans. Kustermans sends that up. Here comes Price. Price takes a shot from the long range, and that just ends up going off Cottrell and out of play.
For the Buffaloes, getting into the zone there, getting a shot on net, but it hasn't been the cleanest game in terms of the Buffaloes being able to break out of the zone. And IHA looking to keep up the pressure in this game, even though they are being outshot here, would say that the Buffaloes have a bit of an edge here in this first period. Yeah, they've definitely looked better here today than they have at pretty well any point. I mean, yesterday, like I said, they had a better period, but today they've yet increased on that even more so. And it looks like some of the tensions from yesterday still remaining high as Koss jostling with one of the Buffaloes here as we do a face-off just to the glove hand side of Miles Gordon. Face-off won by IHA, but ends up hitting the skates of the linesman and ends up on the stick of Piot Mound. Schuard with a chip there to get it into the IHA zone. Wendigo chasing that puck down in that blind spot area. Schuard just chipping that around as Izzy Amy goes to meet Brost there and pressures him against the boards. And up comes Johnson there. He comes out of the corner with that, but Bear able to take that puck to the body and block that. Chartrand with a nice stop up there, and he sends that to Izzy Amy. Amy tries to chip that up the boards, but that ends up on the stick of Brost, and Brost just takes a long-range shot. Here comes Schuard across the red line. Schuard takes a shot there, and Izzy Amy there gloves that one down to try and take another shot. Here comes IHA mounting up. Here comes Brost entering the offensive zone there, and Bear able to get just enough on that slow down that puck for Miles Gordon to make that easy save. And in terms of, talk about breakouts so much, I'd say that IHA has done a good job of breaking out the puck overall this period. Sure, there's been some hiccups, but they've looked better at it than the Buffaloes have. But I will say the Buffaloes, they've displayed this throughout this game. Good job by their defensemen to close off the middle space and be able to get a good stick there on the most recent shooter for IHA.
Yeah, they've definitely clogged up that central area a lot better today. Something that they struggled especially with on Friday was leaving that middle of the ice open for guys like Sam Pickering Tayson Swampy. Mixing up the names here in my head there, Graham. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries, Cody, no worries.
We got a clearing attempt by Keegan Leach, and that just ends up on the stick of Cottrell. Schofield's going to pick that up from him, and he's going to make his way up the ice. Schofield tries to dipsy dangle around Leach, but Leach able to get a stick on that, and he sends that over to Nilsson. Nilsson tries to get that to Constant. That just ends up deep into the Buffalo zone, and we are going to see a too-many-men penalty coming to the Buffalo as IHA will now go to their first power play of the game. Maddox Dirienka is going to be serving that one for too many men as we do have the puck go deep into the Buffalo zone here.
We'll see Kustermans and Takahashi out for the Buffaloes on their first PK of the game, but for the Buffaloes, cut off 3 yesterday, but also led in 3 on 3 for 6. IHA was on the power play. So we'll see how the IHA man advantage looks here early on.
Yeah, well, and we'll see if that Piot Mound penalty kill, which often through this weekend we thought had found to be at times able to suffocate IHA. We'll see if they can depend on that here for this penalty kill coming up. Takahashi gets that loose puck and sends that to a defender, and he just ices that. Ends up behind the net for Cottrell. Cottrell is going to leave it for Pickering. Pickering's going to cut up the ice here. He enters the center of the ice, makes it past the red line, and a nice stick there by Chartrand to break up the play. Madden was there to gather up the loose puck. Glukov with a shot there from the open point, and Big Plume is there to gobble up that rebound on the power play.
Well, both teams not working it around tremendously on their power plays here, but IHA continuing to battle, continuing to work there, resulted in some good things. And then that loose puck, I believe you said it was Big Plume. I was able to get it in. Well, finds his stick, and it's IHA up 1-0 here with 2:37 left in the first period of action.
Yeah, and Big Plume, who was maybe a little quiet yesterday, coming out here in the first period, putting his name on the board. We'll look to see who can step up here for the Buffalo to try and tie this one up before we hit the end of the first, with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first period. Nilsson tries to lay the body there on Johnson there, and he loosens that puck up. Bear gonna try and send that up back to Nilsson. Nilsson with the body again on Johnson as Bear tries to send that to the center of the ice. That puck ends up deep into the Buffalo zone, and Bannerman sends that to his D partner in Bear. Bear chips that up, and that gets past the blue line from a pinching Schofield. Nilsson in pursuit. Schofield stops up and sends that to Jossinette. Jossinette sends that to Koss, and Koss has that puck just chipped around him by Leach, but teammate sends that right back to Koss as IHA enters the offensive zone here.
Seems like IHA has had a bit more jump here late in the period than the Buffaloes have.
Yeah, definitely. Especially coming off that goal, they do have an extra little pep in their step, but, Piot Mound's going to look to have to find something to generate a little bit of momentum after having some wind taken out of their sails here with just over a minute here left in the first period. And as we're talking here, we are just going to slip below the last minute in the first period here. IHA takes possession, and that ends up on the point, and that's going to be a long-range shot from Deal. as Gordon just gloves that one up, and with 54 seconds left, IHA has the lead here, 1-0 over Piot Mound. Piot Mound currently still has the lead in the shot category with 11-8. Face-off won by Takahashi as he ties up his man. Loose puck ends up on the stick of the center, and he just rips a shot there from the high slot.
Puck mishandled there in the zone by the Buffaloes. Create an opportunity for, I believe it was number 9 of International Hockey Academy getting that shot on net, and it was number 9 in Kessler Deal getting that on net, number 9.
Deal sends that over to a teammate in Wempe. Wempe sends that behind the back to deep into the zone. Deal pressured by Derienka. Derienka trying to get that loose puck as Glukov goes to assist Deal. Deal from the high slot takes a shot there. That one's a little soft as somebody got a little on that to slow that one down. Body on Price there as he holds the puck and left that for Bear. Bear sends that over to Kustermans as he tries to get that one out. Takahashi digging for that one as he goes to assist his teammate. And an errant pass there almost ends up on the stick of Tyler Stace there with a little bit of room there in the high slot area. But we are going to tick down to the 0 here, end of our first period. Graham, been a pretty back and forth period here. Earlier we had mentioned Piot Mound having a bit of the momentum after that first goal. IHA definitely ramped it up a bit more.
Yeah, and I think throughout that period you saw the Buffaloes really playing some solid hockey in terms of getting to those dirty areas, getting shots on net, not afraid to take it to those dirty areas. But also felt like IHA, for the most part in that period, were able to Buffaloes to the outside, not giving them that slot area for most of the time. And like you said, Cody, you mentioned it, the momentum that IHA has gotten off that power play goal felt like a play throughout that last period of time since that power play goal was to finish off this period.
Yeah, it was a very short time that we noticed that momentum shift, but luckily for Piot Mound, I guess if you're looking for a positive with when that goal was scored, didn't give them too much time to kind of keep that momentum pushing into the rest of a long period of time. They now have an opportunity to talk about that in the dressing room with Rick McConnell and Ernie Sutherland, try and rectify some of the holes they maybe found that did kind of come to fruition after that goal was scored.
Yeah, and the Buffaloes had their chances in that period. Some good defensive plays by IHA to shut some stuff down. I know that Kustermans was had a potential chance to pass the Constant on, I believe it was a 2-on-1, 2-on-2 earlier on in the period, but overall, I felt like IHA got better as this period went along, and the shots were an advantage for the Buffaloes by quite a bit for most of that period. And ever since that power play chance that IHA got, they've made the shot gap a bit less here, with only trailing 1 heading into this next frame.
Yeah, like you said, after they updated the shots there, shot clock is still an advantage for Piot Mound, but like you said, only 1 shot better than IHA. We are going to send it to a commercial break here and come back with an interview between the periods with a member of the U18 female Buffaloes. Be an entertaining interview. We're going to but before we send it to commercial break, we're going to tell you guys about our first period sponsor. Our first period was brought to you by Caisse Financial. If you're looking to buy a home, contact Caisse Financial for your mortgage.
At CM Engrave, we create more than just trophies, medals, and signs. We create time. Time for family. Time for growing your business. Time for the moments that make you, you. With more than 30 years experience for all your engraving needs. CM Engrave.
I'm here with Natasha Weirs-Bickey, number 29 for the U18 Female Piot Mound Hockey Academy girls team. Natasha, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Been fortunate to watch a close game here, a little bit closer than some of the other games we've seen this weekend. But we'll talk about you guys, and how your season's going. And you guys are going to be leaving for playoffs soon. Excited to be heading out to Penticton?
Yeah, really excited. It's going to be fun, especially we're playing the top two teams our first two games, which is definitely going to be a challenge. But it's something that we've been working for, and I think we're ready to go.
For sure, and teams definitely progress throughout the season as players grow throughout the season. What are some of the strides you've noticed in your game here while you've been at the academy?
Definitely my skating was something I really worked on, especially bringing my feet back under and just really getting as much power out of my legs as I can, which I've really noticed is something I've improved greatly on, and a lot of opening up the ice, taking time when I have it to create better options.
For sure, and foot speed, if you're able to get to areas quicker, kind of helps with other areas in your game. Who has kind of at Piot Mound here been one of your mentors that's kind of helped improve that skating ability and kind of helped coach you to get that form a little bit more under wraps?
Actually, James Keegan-Leach on the boys team, he's been helping me out. We'll go out early in the mornings for about an hour and we'll just work on things both of us want to improve on. So it's something really good. Like, I'm good at stick handling, so I help him with that, and he helps me with my skating. So it's something we just really bounce off of each other with. Yeah,
for sure. That's definitely something James is definitely good at, watching his feet. He's definitely able to stay on those edges. But like you said, when you have a hockey academy like this and everybody's kind of pulling for the same community, everybody's kind of out there to help each other, it's almost like it's not three separate teams. It's almost like it's one big whole family, and it's exciting that Piot Mound is going to be adding a U18 boys team here as
pretty exciting.
We're extending the family a bit here. Been a fun time here with Piot Mound. What are your hockey future looking like going forward here?
I'm hoping to play college or university eventually. I'm not too sure for next year, but definitely it's a possibility of me coming back again.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to see you back out wearing the black and yellow and white for the Buffaloes next year. This is Natasha here with Cody Wall here. We're going to send it to a commercial break and bring you back for the second period.
Welcome to Piot Mound Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Piot Mound Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Welcome back to Blackjack Stewart Arena here in lovely Pilot Mound, Manitoba. Looking just as the Zamboni's pulling off here, looking like we got some sunshine, something we haven't seen in a little while there, Graham.
Yeah, it's always great to see sunshine, especially at this time of the year. You know, it is March now. Looking to get away from the cold myself, Cody. I do enjoy it for the ODRs, as I'm sure I've told you and I've told the viewers here, but about done with winter at this point. Bring on spring.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind a little bit of spring, especially after some of the storms we've gotten this year, preventing us from covering some of the games here in Pilot Mound.
Yeah, it's funny. You want a lot of snow because we haven't gotten much of it in the last few years. In my opinion, at least, I haven't seen as much as this year. I think a lot of people would agree, if not almost everybody. But it's been a bit too much snow this year, and has actually costed us with not being able to get down to Pilot Mound a lot of times because of it.
Yeah, luckily, lately hasn't kept us out of here in the last month or so. But going back to January, definitely was a bit of a hectic month there.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic January and February, but we're on to March now. We're on to the future, right? And going to be exciting to see what the future holds in this game. I saw, Cody, that you did an interview with Natasha Wiersbicki, hoping to have her on Coffee with Graham this Thursday coming up this week. If you viewers want to watch that interview, that will potentially be happening with Natasha. Be sure to check it out, 8 p.m. Central Time on ASTV Productions Thursday night.
Yeah, as always, got to tune in to Coffee with Graham and every other show that you've been doing, Graham. You're just always working, just got your nose to the grindstone, always doing your part here for ASTV.
Got to be able to grind it out, Cody. Like these hockey players today in this game and for the Buffaloes, would you say that moving forward in this game, we should be seeing some more grind from this team? You think that's an approach they should take?
Yeah, definitely. One thing, they have been playing with physicality, but I don't think they've been playing with the same type of physicality that they normally do when the Buffaloes are kind of firing in all cylinders. Usually we see a guy like Izzy Amy who is just a one-man wrecking ball out there, and we have seen him throw some hits here today, but not the same quantity as we have seen in prior games, and actually seen a bit of the physicality tilt in the way of IHA.
And for the Buffalo, they were getting some bumps out on the opposing team, IHA, but no huge hits from the Buffaloes. We'll see if Izzy Amy will throw a huge hit or one of their other physical players to potentially get some more energy into this team. Of course, this being an early Sunday morning game, we're at 10:55 a.m. here, so we are still a ways away from noon hitting us. But felt like throughout that first period, IHA, they started to get their feet moving more and more as the period went along. And I think after that power play, like we talked about, the momentum seemed to shift to IHA's side, and they were able to almost even up the shots as well against some better opportunities than they were earlier on in the period before that power play.
Yeah, definitely. In a game of inches, you got to depend on take every opportunity you get, and the first power play opportunity, IHA able to capitalize on that, and the Buffalo, if they find themselves on the man advantage here, will look to maybe try and get a little bit more shots to the center of the ice. That was an area we saw them not really getting a whole lot of time and space in that first period.
And I did find something that I noticed was that the Buffaloes would get beat, on the breakout that IHA was displaying out there. IHA would carry it into the neutral zone. But one thing that the Buffaloes were doing a good job of was that second waves of players, that last line of defense being back there to get a stick on pucks, to disrupt the movement coming in of IHA, and if they would get in, there'd be some nice sticks in the lanes for the Buffaloes. So I think more of that needs to happen for the Buffaloes to have more success, and just being able to get those feet moving a bit more, being a bit faster than IHA, because they have shown it at times here this weekend that they can win the races to the pucks. The Buffaloes need to do a much better job of that heading forward into these next 20 minutes and just this whole game in general.
Yeah, definitely foot speed, as mentioned with Natasha Wiersbicki, an important part when getting into a hockey game. When you find yourself getting to the puck first, you can sometimes have a little extra time to be creative, and that's something we'll like to see come from the Pilot Mound Buffaloes here as this second period gets underway.
And Miles Gordon being able to have a solid period. Really, the shot that beat him, can't really fault him on that. He's looked solid throughout this game, controlling his rebounds pretty well. And for Mason Cotreau, perfect through the first 20 minutes here. He'll be looking to keep that up.
Yeah, definitely. As mentioned, coming into this weekend, Mason Cotreau only having one win. He'll definitely be looking to continue his strong play here and kind of affirm his stats here for the year, kind of raise him up a little bit here before we finish this final game of both these teams' season, I believe. Both these teams, this is the final game before they head to Penticton to play the playoffs.
And for IHA today, missing Taysom Swampy. And Taysom Swampy had a goal in yesterday's game, had two on Friday night. We'll see how much his absence affects this team moving forward, as he has been one of their marquee players, if not their best player that I've seen this weekend.
Yeah, he's definitely been speedy, and like you said, foot speed is such an important part, and that's something that Swampy has, is that quick feet to find himself in areas quicker than his opponents often can find. We are under play here as Jordan Kustermans takes a sharp angle shot that ends up going to the point, as we got a scramble in front of the net. Out of the scramble comes Koss. He just chips that past Leach to get into the offensive zone. Chartrand with a chip there, as Takahashi's going to try and chip that around his opponent in Johnson. Johnson sends that to Glukov. Glukov has his shot just knocked loose. And we got a loose puck here going all the way down. We're going to have a no icing as Price pressures Glukov there. Glukov able to take the check and make the play.
Price finishing the check there. Glukov, like you said, Cody, able to finish to be able to make that play.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, physicality, something the Buffaloes are going to want to step up on. We've seen a couple of hits there in this first minute on the side there from Nilsson, and on all the way deep into the offensive zone as well by Price. So a little bit of more physicality than we had seen earlier in the first period.
Yeah, and something that for the Buffaloes, they're looking to get more of physicality here.
Constant with a chip there, but not able to get past Brost. Christensen in our blind spot there. Not sure if you guys can see. Just going offside, as we are going to have a face-off to the outside of the Buffalo zone.
And one thing that the Buffaloes have been doing quite a bit this weekend is chipping it off the glass to get it out. And definitely an option that the Buffaloes have been resorted to with the lanes that IHA has been clogging up in this game.
Here comes Maddox Durienka. He enters the blue line, and he just gets around his opponent in Brost, but loses an edge. Nilsson picks up that loose puck and sends that to Bear, and Bear takes a shot as that shot just chips over Cotreau, but nobody able to chip that rebound home. Ends up in the corner there in our blind spot area. That's going to go back to Bear. Bear is going to turn around and bring that right back into the offensive zone. Sends it over to Hay. Hay takes a shot, but that's blocked by Brost. Hay sends that behind the net to Constant. Constant backhands that back to Hay, but Hay not able to get a hold of that.
Nice play there by by Bear. Sorry to interrupt, Cody, but Bear getting into the zone, able to find the open man and Hay in the slot, and here's a chance for Constant, but he loses the puck, but Hay getting that shot blocked, but good zone entry, good puck movement there by Bear on that chance.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's early here in the period, but the Buffaloes are looking good, looking like they still got some gas left in the tank here, and they're going to be going full throttle here for the rest of the game. Face off deep into the IHA zone. It's going to be won back by the Buffalo with a shot from Bannerman. That shot was blocked. And that now goes all the way deep into the Buffalo zone. Picked up by Bannerman. Bannerman just loses that as he tries to send that over to Petrenko. Petrenko not able to get that over to a teammate in Takahashi. Bannerman over to Chartrand. Chartrand gonna send that deep. And that's going to be picked up by Boucher. Boucher got a little bit of space there. He sends that over, rings that around to Wempy. Wempy not able to keep a hold of that as Takahashi has that strong stick to pick his pocket. And a loose puck battle. Boucher able to get a stick on it and chip it around Leach as Piot Mound goes deep into their defensive zone to regroup. Here comes Sheward. Sheward enters the zone and he just gets that deep. Glukov's going to pick that up as Amy tries to go for a hit. And as Amy was going for a hit there, Glukov falls down and Amy goes into the boards awkwardly there.
And did Glukov fall before Amy hit the boards there? It looks like it. I think that Glukov, by falling there, dodges the hit. And Izzy Amy paid for it. A lot less fun hitting the boards than hitting the actual player, no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely. When you got that buffer in the player, it definitely cushions the blow if you're going to deliver a hit there. Hopefully, we will be able to see Izzy Amy continue in today's affair. He often is a player who maybe isn't offensively getting on the board every night, but definitely is doing the little things, the intangibles, to keep his team in these games.
Well, he's such a physical player, right? And something that we've talked about, physicality, something that the Buffaloes could benefit in this game if they are able to get it going. Definitely hurts when, if Izzy Amy doesn't return to this game in the physicality department.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of consider him almost like, he kind of gives me Brendan Lemieux vibes, just with his constant motor, always trying to do that physical stuff to generate for his team.
Let's just hope he doesn't bite anyone out there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Hopefully we don't make the headlines for watching Amy bite anybody.
It would take him a bit of time to get set because he's got that cage in the way, right? So
yeah, it might be. We might be lucky there. We won't. I don't think we'll. Very unlikely we'll see that here today.
And just on the subject about it, what an absolutely disgusting act there by Brendan Lemieux. I mean, biting someone, I didn't understand that one, Cody.
Yeah, not really a thing you'd like to see in the game. But back to this game, Cost there in an exchange with Bannerman. Bannerman able to strip that puck from him as the Buffaloes make their way into the offensive zone. And a loose trickling puck there as Nilsson not quite able to get a hold of that loose puck, but that drive to the net from Nilsson drawing a penalty as we are going to have, looks like number 3 in Schofield go off 2 minutes for cross-checking, and with that sends us to the Supplement King power play. Supplement King located in Winkler and Swift Current for all your supplement needs.
Nilsson's drive to the net there resulting in that penalty, but a nice job there by Racklin Hay of stopping up, cutting back into the inside to get that shot. Faked like he was going to the outside at first, but then did a quick little cut back in and got a shot on net. Let's see if the Buffaloes can go to work here on this power play.
Yeah, and one person we don't normally see on the power play here is Corey Nilsson, and you know, you got to think throughout this year he's definitely got the he's gained some of the trust of the coaching staff here, as now he finds himself on the special teams here, battling in front of the net there. Puck just shot from the point by Chartrand. That ends up behind the net. And Hayes going to go body his opponent. Constant goes in, scoops up that puck, and he keeps a hold of it, tries to chip it around the defender. Hayes sends that to the point.
Constant going to work down there, man. I mean, just a puck possession monster right now. He gets it stripped away there, but really a nice job of Constant using his hockey smarts down there and using his body to protect.
Yeah, definitely. Constant can definitely possess that puck there, but looks like we are going to see Laz Constant go off 2 minutes for slashing there. Just, I'm not sure if it was just behind the play there, if you guys could see the slash by Constant, but that slash is going to wash out our power play for the Buffalo for the time being and send us to some 4-on-4 play for a little bit.
4-on-4 for 52 seconds here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, with 50.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. With 52 seconds left, we'll see some 4-on-4 play, like you said, Graham, and then we'll see a short penalty kill for the Buffaloes to see what they can do here. Puck sent down. That's going to be shot up the boards by Cotro. And here comes Deal. Deal sends that to Christensen. Christensen loses that puck to Bear, though. Bear chips that deep into the offensive zone, and Glukov's just going to go pick that up as he tries to set up. Deal enters the neutral zone. He sends that over to Christensen. Christensen not able to get a full possession of Deal's pass there. In our blind spot there, I'm not sure if you can see, Jossinette sends that to the opposite side of the ice in Glukov. And here comes IHA here as they now are on the man advantage for just under a minute. Deal enters the offensive zone. He's looking over to Wempe. Wempe not able to get a hold of that cross-ice pass. And Koss goes behind the net. He sends that over to Deal. Deal stops up and he takes a shot from the sharp angle. Deal. Koss sends that back to Deal. Deal. It's pinned by Bear. Bear trying to run off some of the clock here as he's got 3 men battling with him. A great pin there by Bear to, draw 3 players to him there and knock a significant amount of time off the clock there, Graham. That's going to be brought back by Schofield. Schofield's going to look up ice. And he's going to get past the red line with a little bit of time left on this power play, as with just that shot was taken. Miles Gordon gloves that up as the power play for IHA ticks down, as we are now even with 11:59 left to play in the second period. Shots are 16-12 for Piot Mound. Score is 1-0 for IHA.
And happy to be back here, Cody. Kicked me out again, but a nice shot off the rush there from IHA as they entered the zone. Came in with some speed there as well.
Yeah, sorry about that there, Graham. Looks like we lost a little bit of connection there, but we are back to play. Sheward with a nice attempt there to get around Pickering. And Sheward with a sharp angle. Nice defensive play there to keep Sheward to the outside and not let him get to that high danger area there. Izzy Amy, nice to see him back out there. Tries to send that to Wendigo. Wendigo takes a shot, ends up on the stick of Sheward. Sheward just fluffs that one, doesn't get enough on it to get that towards the net as Johnson goes behind the net. Christensen, Big Plume's going to try and chip that around Chartrand, and he does.
Sheward on that play there, Cody. Some nice skating to evade and get into the good position there. High quality scoring area to score. Just wasn't quite able to get the shot off, though, as he fanned on it.
Yeah, not able to get quite enough there, but Mason Cotro almost got caught there with Izzy Amy getting possession of that puck, and Izzy Amy able to draw a penalty himself there with, looks like number 37, Sam Pickering, going off 2 minutes for charging, as Buffalo are going to go to the man advantage again here, trailing 1-0. As always, the man advantage is brought to you by Supplement King in Winkler and Swift Current.
Nice to see Izzy Amy back out there after he had a bit of a scare early on.
Yeah, he's really been taking a beating out there. You know, he had taken that first one where we saw him go off in a bit of pain, and then, he just, on that charging call, looked like he was a little slow to get up. You know, I can imagine his body's going to be a little sore today. Shot from the point there by Bear. Daryanka pinches in to get that loose puck. Daryanka loses that as IHA clears that puck all the way down. That's going to be stopped by Gordon, and he leaves it for Takahashi.
Got to be a bit quicker there if you're Daryanka. I get it, having patience with the puck is a strength for some of these players, but he had some options there to continue moving it, and that's what the Buffaloes need to do here, is move that puck around quickly with efficiency on the power play.
Yeah, definitely try and outpace your opponents here, especially when you are on the man advantage. You have that extra space, and I haven't really seen them be able to utilize it, at least on these later power plays.
And, it is good to hold the puck on the power play and wait for things to open up, maybe draw some players to you. Just on that one, Daryanka not in the best position. He didn't have his eyes at the teammates that he could have passed to, and that could have been also maybe some of the reason why he got that puck stripped away, not knowing that he had some open teammates potentially.
Yeah, just a little extra second, like you said, taking that extra second with the puck there and recognize his options, but looking like Chartrand's just going to get that deep as Floyd's going to go down, and he's going to play the body on Deal. Tries to get that away from Floyd, but Floyd chips that back to the point, and a shot shot from the point from Chartrand there as I get a little tongue-tied. That's going to be left for Keegan Leach. Leach sends that up to Petrenko. Petrenko with a nice move to get around Madden. As Constant's going to pick that up in our blind spot. Constant not able to keep a hold of it. That's going to be picked up by Leach. Leach takes a sharp angle shot, and that one almost tricked Cotro there as it hit his far pad.
That was a sneaky shot there by Leach. Don't think Cotro was expecting it, but Cotro making a big stop there.
Yeah, definitely. That was an important save. It did look a little funny there, but able to get the job done is Cotro. Big shot from the point in Schofield, but Miles Gordon able to see that one all the way and easily gloves that for a save.
Now shots are up to 20-12 here for the Buffaloes. So the Buffaloes continuing the good things they did early on in this game here in the first into this period. Just need to find a way to beat Cotro now. Yeah,
Cotro's looked good today, able to kick all shots to the side. Buffaloes have had some opportunities that just unfortunately haven't been able to find a guy in that right spot when they've had an open net. Like when Izzy Amy had pulled Cottrell out of the net there. Amy wasn't quite able to get that to the front of the net before taking that hit. Definitely with open net would have been a good way to get back into this game. An easy way if he could have made that pass, but errant pass gets sent to number 71 of Sam Jossinet as he takes a shot on Gordon. And Brost tries to chip that up. Price chips that around Brost as Kusterman's going to engage with Brost there. That puck ends up back to Bear. Bear tries to rip that in, and he hits the helmet of Zane Price. Price takes a shot there as he was fortunately hit by that errant pass by IHA.
Good play there by Price to be in position to block that clearing attempt and almost gets a good shot on net. I'm not sure if he did get it on net, but a good scoring chance created there by Price.
Yeah, definitely, and kind of the same script as Dirienka. You know, if Price would have had that second there, he had a little bit more time to carry it in rather than just fire it, but that's something that all the Buffalo kind of need to do, like you said, Graham, just take that extra second and see that they do have a little bit more time than they think out there.
Yeah, not always easy. Definitely easier to critique that part of the game when you're watching the game rather than when you're out there playing. But you're right, the Buffaloes here, you know, I feel like they've gotten a bit better at it as the game has gone along, taking some more time. But overall, would like to see a bit more patience here from the Buffaloes to, you know, take a quick sec before they shoot it initially.
Yeah, it's a catch-22, right? You want to take as many shots as you can to beat the goaltender, but we got Caisse on getting around the defender for Buffalo. But so, just to bring it back to what we were talking about there, Graham, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry, Graham. We were talking there, and Caisse, with his speed, distracted me from what we were engaging.
No worries, Cody. But Caisse there, an example, even though I feel like the Buffaloes have done a good job when this IHA team has come down on the rush and keeping them in front of them, it seems like IHA has had some chances to break behind, get behind the Buffaloes defense just a bit of times in this game, and right there resulting in a good chance for Caisse on net. And
yeah, nice tight angle shot. Oh, and looks like some more tensions rising as Glukov, I don't know, it looked like Glukov was pushing, I think that's Corey Nilsson, into goaltender in Cotro. Not sure why you'd be electing to push a guy onto your goaltender, but looks like we are going to see a power play. Let's see if we just got one coming on the play. Yeah, we got 2 minutes coming to number 65 and Andre Glukov. 2 minutes for roughing, as the Buffalo are going to go to their man advantage again for today. See if they can get a little bit more momentum generated with only 5:31 left. Definitely would be an opportune time for that power play to start clicking here, Graham.
Yeah, and you'd have to think for the Buffaloes, it's about time for this power play to click. This IHA team has been in penalty trouble for a lot of this game.
And we got Big Plume here, got a little bit of room, but nice stick there by Chartrand to kind of negate the grade A opportunity and kind of force him to lose that puck. Big Plume sends that back to Schofield. Schofield gets that deep as Constant's going to go back, and he's going to try and set up. He's going to go for a bit of a skate here as he doodles around Big Plume and Madden. And he's going to try and do it himself here. That shot just ends up wide. And Big Plume is going to send that to the center of the ice as Leach gets a hold of that, sends that over to Constant, and Constant waits up for his teammates to catch up. Constant sends that to Amy. Amy. Oh! What a shot there by Constant.
And the Buffaloes power play there, Cody, finally clicking. They find Laz Constant at that left face-off circle. He absolutely rips it, but moving back to earlier on in that play when Constant almost did it all himself going end-to-end, just the confidence for Constant to make that move in his own end on that IHA player, eliminating him. And even going back to that, I mean, Keegan Leach making a huge play on the rush while IHA was on the rush, and then also coming back towards the front of the net to make a good play. A lot of good things, but Constant, it was his shot that able to get this thing squared here at one apiece.
Yeah, nice give and go there by Izzy Amy too. Just a good overall team effort on that power play.
And I believe it is you forgot to mention a sponsor there, Cody, of our Pilot Mound Hockey Academy goals.
You are right there. That's why we have you here, Graham, to keep me on my toes. Our goals are brought to you by Murray Chrysler. Murray Chrysler in Morden and Carmen for all your Dodge Chrysler needs. We got Johnson here coming up ice. He enters the offensive zone. He's coming in on Deryanka. He turns his back on Deryanka there to try and get a little space. And Pickering tries to take a shot, and that gets blocked by Bear. Ends up going all the way around to the point, and Schofield. Schofield takes the body from Price. And looks like that was Takahashi who just rings that around as Kusterman's on a foot race with Jossinette. Kusterman sends that to the front of the net. Schuard's going to get that loose puck as Kusterman's in the slot area. And he just backhands that top corner.
And what a shift there from Jordan Kusterman, starting off in that offensive zone. I mean, when that sequence really started to happen, Kusterman's able to chase it down with the speed, gets it into the slot area, but it was covered up nicely there by IHA. The Buffaloes able to keep on the forecheck on the puck, and Kusterman's there with his hard shift, being rewarded for his hard effort with a nice backhand goal finishing off that sequence.
Yeah, and the Buffaloes finally getting rewarded for leading in the shot category now, getting 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. That one coming from Jordan Kusterman, and like you said, just a good play there. Goals are brought to you by Murray Chrysler. Murray Chrysler in Morden and Carmen for all your Dodge Chrysler needs. That's going to be sent to the point, and Leach just chips that deep as Glukov's going to try and chip that around, but Amy intercepts that. And looks like there's an extra pep in the Buffalo step now that they've got the lead. It's going to be left for Wempe. Wempe over to Glukov. Glukov tries to take a sharp angle shot, and he just keeps on digging for that puck. That's going to be sent to the front of the net, but no IHA player there to receive it. Deal strips the puck from Piot Mound, as now Nilsson's going to try and get possession of that. That chip ends up in the neutral zone as Leach picks up that errant puck. Madden strips Leach of the puck, and he just goes in and take a long-range shot. Christensen's going to put that deep as he takes a big hit from Constant. Constant definitely been looking a little flustered here at points in the game where he's been wanting to engage in that physicality.
Yeah, some physical play there late here in this period. We'll see how much this physicality ramps up as things go along, but I feel like the Buffaloes, a big part of their success has just been their good forecheck here on these goals that they've got and able to get puck possession, and here goes Last Constant with it.
Yeah, we got a one-on-one here, but Constant just putting that one wide of the net there. I did see some opening there on the net, but unfortunately just wide of the net. That puck ends up deep in the Piot Mound zone here, and a nice chip by Chartrand to get that out. That's just going to slowly trickle behind the goal line as Pickering's going to accept that pass from Cottrell.
Into the final minute here, let's see what IHA has as well as the Buffaloes to finish it off.
In comes Schofield, and he takes a shot, but that's blocked by Bannerman. Schofield keeps a hold of that, and he tries to send that over to Big Plume, who had a little bit of room, but wasn't able to control it fully. And we are going to have a puck out of play, whistled down, and Buffaloes are going to elect to swap some forwards and D here for the last 39 seconds.
And it looks like it will be Sam Takahashi on the draw here. The draw at this point in the period in this situation is so important for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And Takahashi's often good at, if he doesn't win it, he'll tie up his guy and kind of keep him out of the play. So that's definitely something you think Rick McConnell, with late in the period with the lead, that he'll be wanting to do here.
Are going to get a whistle here on the play. But yeah, I mean, Takahashi, he displayed it on that one. He won the draw and still was able to tie up his centerman. Doing two jobs in one there, Cody.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if Takahashi, if he wins this one back, we might see another opportunity late here by the Buffaloes. And as he does, it ends up on the point. And Chartrand takes a long-range shot. Leach going to take another shot there, sharp angle. And Leach is going to keep that one in for the time being, and yes, he does with a nice stick there at a last-ditch effort. Kusterman puts that deep with 5 seconds left, and we'll see if we can get one last shot, and that just goes wide as we trickle past the end of our second period. You go there, Graham.
Okay, sorry there, Cody. But I just want to say 20 more miles for these two teams in regulation, 2-1. The Buffaloes up. Got to be happy about this period. And overall, their whole game in that whole second period, generating a lot of shots. I mean, 24-14. We came into that period 11-10. Solid period of shot production for the Buffaloes, no doubt.
Yeah, they definitely were just a monster in the shot category. Can't remember the exact specifics of what our shot clock was at after the first, but I believe the Buffaloes more than doubling what they had in the first period.
Yeah, I believe the shots in the first period were 11-10 for the Buffaloes. So after that strong push that IHA had there late in that first period, the Buffaloes really responded nicely in this period and also on the board for the first few times today. And, we'll get into more of it as the second intermission goes along for sure. But overall, the Buffaloes sitting in the lead here heading into the third. Yeah,
and just able to continue that pressure, that constant pressure, and able to get on the board there and roll with it once they got that momentum, contributing a second goal right quick after that first one, and gaining that lead very quickly within a 2-minute span, going from down by 1 to now up by 1, Graham, going into the third period.
Well, the shots are now updated to 24-17, so the Buffaloes still had quite an advantage in the shots that period. Doing some mental math here, see how good I can do. 13-7, I believe the shots were in that period. So we'll talk about it more coming up after these commercial breaks. I assume we're going to commercial here, Cody. If we are, tell us about our second period commercial sponsor and what we should be seeing here in the second intermission.
You bet. We're going to take a quick commercial break here for the second intermission, and we're going to come back with an interview with Gordy Tollemanson, media director and goaltender coach for Piot Mound Hockey Academy. But before we go to that, our second period was brought to you by Auto Works in Winkler, vehicle repair, tires, vehicle detailing. Auto Works is the place in southern Manitoba for all your vehicle needs.
At CM Engrave, we create more than just trophies, medals, and signs. We create time. Time for family. Time for growing your business. Time for the moments that make you, you. With more than 30 years experience for all your engraving needs. CM Engrave.
The town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg, we offer our residents an abundance of services and amenities, from quality schools to a hospital with a fully functioning emergency room, to great seniors housing. Our recreational facilities are second to none. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, the Heritage Arts Centre, Fines Field at Quarry Park, our paved walking paths, nature trails, and our jewel, Kinsman Lake. Stonewall has a strong base of businesses full of dedicated community-minded entrepreneurs that include a full range of retail and personal service businesses. Our industrial park has grown significantly in recent years, demonstrating the robust economy of our community and surrounding area. The quality of life experienced by our residents rivals any other community, which is why Stonewall is a great place to call home.
Welcome back to our second intermission interview here with Gordy Tomanson. I'm Cody Wall here with Gordy. Gordy, our marketing director and goaltending coach. Sorry, that's something I keep messing up there, Gordy. I don't want to offend you. You're the marketing director, not the media director.
I'm an ex-goalie. You cannot offend me.
All right. Well,
you can say.
I'll try to keep it like that, not offending you, but we got some stuff to talk about here. You know, we had been talking off air just how exciting it is to have some of these weekend camps coming up in the near future once the regular season and playoffs do come to an end. Just how you guys are going to be looking for players, not just in Manitoba, not just Canada, but kind of everywhere, all over the world here.
Absolutely. Our focus, the moment the playoffs are done on March the 20th, goes to recruitment for next year. We've got graduating players. We've got players that are not going to be coming back for various reasons. And so we require probably 10 players in the three teams that we've got now. And then, of course, 20 players for the new team. So, you know, we're looking at 50 players. New players to fill the 80-player void that we're going to have. So at the end of the day, we're recruiting right across Canada, right across the U.S. We have scouts in every province, in most every state in the northern states at least, and some down in the south. We attend various tournaments and showcases and playoffs that go on. Our coaching staff will be doing some of that later on in April and May. And, of course, we have TV going on. You guys are showing these games in L.A. and all kinds of Boston, I think, and New York and across the pond in Europe. So, it's a great time for us to start to look at players, get videos on kids, get reports in, and start to work out filling our rosters.
For sure, and you know, just kind of as I mentioned, not just looking for guys here locally, but you know, the guys across the sea. You guys have all the amenities to kind of give them that pro experience where they got the dorm life here. They have the constant ice time, like we mentioned yesterday, as well as they got the best teachers, the best coaches. They just got the whole experience here with Piot Mound, and it's growing as we've seen through construction with a second dorm and second sites getting brought up here. Just exciting news coming for Piot Mound in this expansion.
Yeah, it's all good news with the new team. That sort of generated the issue of getting the new dorms built. That's great. We've got our message getting across the pond and getting into all of North America. We've got two kids this year, one from Belgium, one from Taiwan. We've had players from Australia and England, and so we have some experience bringing players over. So there's no, disregarding COVID, everything else just falls into place with bringing players over, importing players. Getting them across the borders, no issues. We do all that. You talked about our coaches; they're great. The teachers really care. We have a small school here for kids. There's 120 kids in the school. Some schools in big cities have 120 kids in the class. So we really do a great job of looking after them. It's almost private tutoring that it comes down to be. So it's working out for us really well. And it works out for the kids great. And again, with the new dorms, wow, it's going to be shiny and brand new, and it'll be lots of fun.
So for all those parents listening who are maybe considering sending their children to a prep school such as Piot Mound, I'm sure they'll be excited to hear that, like you mentioned, some of those bigger schools, you don't have that same engagement, that one-on-one, where as Piot Mound is a little bit smaller community, a little bit tighter-knit group, that you do get that little bit more one-on-one and a little bit more personal connection with the members that are helping keep this machine running.
Well, two things that are really important. One is education, one's medical. The other part, of course, the hockey part. The kids can get 400 hours of ice time in a hockey season here. That's probably 150 more than anywhere else. And we know that because of the extra ice time that we're allowed. But in the meantime, so the education comes, small classes, individual, and some of our coaches actually work in the school when they're not coaching. So that really works. That helps out. So, and then we've got a great medical group. We've got a physiotherapist in town. We've got 2 hospitals really close by for any kinds of injuries. Winnipeg is not very far away if we have to go for something a little more special. And so, we're able to take care of the kids on the ice, off the ice, physically, and through all those kinds of things. So, we're feeling really good about our program as it grows.
Always fun to talk to you here, Gordy, and we'll look forward to continuing these projects that we do kind of have on the not the back burner, but kind of in the making for promotional videos that we've been wanting to work together to kind of help with some of the recruitment as we want to get the name out for Piot Mound. I know in my short time here, I've really felt the family atmosphere and really the community come together around this hockey academy. And like I said, I want to thank you for coming on with me today, and I'm sure we'll be in contact more as the future comes.
Yeah, this is our last show, so I think this season, if I'm not mistaken, at least for the sort of before the playoffs start. So I want to thank you guys for doing what you do for us, and of course look forward to the playoffs and seeing you guys, talking to you in the meantime.
And thanks for always putting up with me here, Gordy, as I've been trying to learn as we continue. But we're going to send it to a quick commercial break before we come back for the third and final period on this weekend. Welcome back to Blackjack Stewart Arena here. I'm Cody Wald, play-by-play commentator here for today, as me and Graham kind of did a mid-game switch here. Graham, how are you doing there remotely from home?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Cody. It's nice to see a close hockey game to finish off the weekend here. Hoping that it does stay close, to be honest. Not only because it's better to call closer games as a broadcaster, but for our viewers at home, it's always nicer to see a closer matchup rather than a blowout.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're coaches of both teams, they'll appreciate a close game that way. Not as much stuff you gotta work on and critique, because if both teams are playing good, you can't really fault a team from just having those better bounces, which may be the case here today for these two teams.
Well, the Buffaloes on their goals, it came down to really two good plays. Separately on plays, of course, Louds Compton taking end-to-end before later on in that sequence being able to put it in from that left face-off circle. Just his ability to get it in is what started the play, and to be able to go end-to-end. And then for Jordan Kusterman's winning the puck battle, the race to the puck with speed.
Sorry to interrupt there, Graham. We got a little bit of melee here between Riel Chartrand and number 71 of Sam Jossinette there, jostling behind the play there. Sorry to interrupt. And it looks like both Chartrand and Jossinette are going to be going off for offsetting minors there, as well as the original penalty coming to number 37 in Sam Pickering, as the Buffalo are going to go to the man advantage here. I believe as long as there was no extra penalties on the Chartrand and Jossinette exchange.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed. I missed the fun there, Cody. It kicked me out of my broadcast window that I'm in. So we're currently what right now? Who's going to the box?
Well, so as we stand here, we have Riel Chartrand and number 71 in Sam Jossinette gone to the box. Those, I believe, are for the offsetting minors. The original penalty did come to number 37 in Sam Pickering, and from what it looks like, Pickering has been sent to the dressing room because I do believe that'll be his third, I believe, stick infraction. So with that, I think he is going to be tossed from the game. I will get confirmation once I have that confirmation. But as of right now, I'm thinking Pickering kicked out for his third stick infraction, and we have offsetting minors to Jossinette and Chartrand.
So that meaning that the Buffaloes will be going on a power play here. And the Buffaloes, I'm pretty sure that Constant's goal was on the power play to tie it up, right?
Yes, it was.
So obviously, you haven't been working it around the greatest on the power play this weekend, but finally able to get a goal. But going back to just the point I was making before we went into that scrum, and things went into chaos there. But Jordan Kusterman's good speed displayed on, getting to the puck first before he ended up scoring the goal. But the Buffaloes, good forecheck on that goal, and then it found the stick of Kusterman's with hard work, and he was able to put it in with the backhand. And that's what it's going to come down to. The Buffaloes continuing to move their feet throughout the rest of this game, continuing to win puck battles, races to pucks, and also being able to have a solid forecheck, I think, goes hand in hand with just, the Buffaloes being able to have success in this game. And we've seen it here today, an example of those two goals.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a better effort level here, like you said, Graham, just being able to find themselves into the areas that they've been able to create offense.
And seems like the puck movement has been a lot better throughout this game for the Buffaloes.
So I am seeing a 5-minute penalty coming to number 65 in Glukov. Not quite sure how Glukov is going to be involved in this exchange, because I did see Pickering as the one that did go off the ice. Maybe Pickering was just jostling with a ref there. I will, like I said, get confirmation once we see what's going on. They have Glukov's number on the board there, but they have Glukov on the ice here, so obviously Glukov not going to the box either for serving or for the original penalty. But Buffalo's winning the face-off there.
This is a lot of time for the Buffaloes to get something going. I mean, 5 minutes. The power play has been a struggle this weekend, even though they did get a goal from last constant. And even if you aren't able to get a goal throughout these 5 minutes, you just want to focus on building good habits, working that puck around well on the power play, keeping good possession of it, and being able to break through this coverage that the IHA team has on the penalty kill. The Buffaloes were able to do it last time out, but can they get some even better puck movement here? We'll have to see.
Yeah, and tension still rising high here as Deryanka takes a hit there and costing him exchange a little bit at the point there. Even more, not sure if it's in the view for you viewers, but tensions are getting real high here, and they really have been getting higher and higher as this weekend has progressed. We are going to see a penalty come to, I believe, Joran Kustermans. Looks like he's going to be getting 2 minutes. 2 minutes for holding. And we are going to see 4-on-4 for a full 2 minutes before Pilot Mound goes back to the man advantage for a minute and 56.
So if it does remain 4-on-4 for these next 2 minutes, the Buffaloes will have a minute and 56 left to work with on their power play, if it does come to that.
Yeah, fortunately for them, I guess if you're looking for a positive on this penalty, the timing of it, they'll still be able to, they won't be technically going down a man at any point in this sequence, but, Big Plume with getting around a defender there. Big Plume sends that to the front of the net, but Madden not able to get a stick on it. Constant tries to, Leach gets that, tries to send that to Constant in pursuit. Leach chips that as he's going to go for a skate here. Leach with a nice chip there. As Cottrell comes out again and almost gets caught. Constant turns his back on the opponent and tries to rip a sharp angle shot there. That one just goes wide after getting blocked. Here comes Schofield. He makes the red line as he tries to get around Bear, but not able to keep a hold of it is Schofield. Ends up going to the point and Dill. Tries to send it over to Brost, but Brost not able to keep a hold of that. Nice stick there by Brost to get back into the play, but Big Plume with a nice shot there as Big Plume ties it up here 4-on-4.
Well, turnovers, something that hasn't really come up for the Buffaloes in this game, or at least hasn't really costed them. It costed them there. Sorry, a bit of a tongue twister there, but costed them there. Last constant turned it over, tried to chip it by softly, but good positioning, good stick there from the IHA player and finding Caden Big Plume in the slot and tying this game at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and now we're even up with over 17 minutes left in this third period. We definitely have a game here on our hands, Graham.
No doubt about it. We'll see what happens here in the remaining minutes of this third period. Could we be seeing overtime? Could we see the Buffaloes pull ahead again, or could we see IHA completing the comeback? A lot of questions to be answered here in the next 16 minutes and 43 seconds.
And another option there is we've seen these teams go to overtime before, and I believe on, I think, 2 occasions we've seen them actually go to a shootout. So these teams often having these close games because they are so evenly matched there. And I do see a lot of similarities between these two teams in the way that they have to play and kind of grind out wins here in this league. We are going to see the Buffaloes here now go on back on the power play with 1:40 left. Glukov tries to get that down deep, but he just fluffs on that one. Here comes Takahashi. Sends it back to Daryanka. Daryanka down to Price. Back to Takahashi. Takahashi back to Daryanka. Daryanka. Takahashi. Down to Price. Back to Takahashi, and Price goes behind the net. He's going to go to the other side, send it over to Leach. Leach back to Price. Price goes up to the point, sends it down to the corner to Takahashi.
This is what you gotta like if you are the Buffaloes right now. Getting this this penalty kill of IHA running around just a bit. I mean, shot block there, but the Buffaloes just gotta focus on getting more shots now in these remaining seconds on the power play.
Yeah, just kind of got to reset and get back to what they were doing so good in that second period, especially. Schofield just chips that over to his partner in Glukov. Glukov ices that down, and that's going to be stopped by Gordon and going to be picked up by Bannerman with 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Here comes Bannerman across the blue line. And he's going to go around the perimeter and try to send it back to Leach, but he just misses on that pass. And puck ends up in the front of the net there, but not able to get it on target. Constant gets that on the half boards, and he chips that around Madden. And we are back to even strength here, as Stace was the one who had served that penalty for, I believe, Pickering. Constant chips
overall,
that ball.
You go ahead, Cody.
No, Constant just loses an edge there. But sorry, what were you saying there, Graham?
Oh, it's nothing. Well, we'll get to the thoughts later on here in post game on what I was going to say.
Sheward has 3 men on him as he tries to cut to the middle, but loses that puck. Sheward still battling there with Schofield, and now able to come out with that. Tries to send to the front of the net, and an open net. And Jade Windigo not quite able to put that by the goaltender in Cottrell.
Sam Takahashi there, I believe he was that Emerson Sheward out there with the puck actually?
Sheward was the one who was dipsy dangling towards the net and tried to send it over to Constant, but wasn't quite able to get it right to Constant there. And speaking of Constant, nice body check there by Constant, open ice on Schofield.
Nice play there by Floyd.
Yep, Floyd coming around the net there and tries to send it up. And that goes now back deep into the Pilot Mound zone. Keegan Leach there on his edges. He's going to look up ice, and he's going to turn on the Jets. And he gets that deep as he makes it around the defender. As the Koss is going to pick that up and send it over to Deal. Deal just chips that, and that's going to end up on the stick of Daryanka. Daryanka tries to get it up to a teammate, but Koss intercepts that. Daryanka met by Deal, but Deal not plying the body on him. Puck ends up on the point as Boucher takes a long-range shot, but Gordon able to see that all the way.
Seems like IHA has been doing some good work going D to D, winning the puck battles down low to be able to get it there, or even just the Buffaloes turning it over. But going back to that chance that was created there by Emerson Sheward a while ago in the play, doing a good job of driving that to the net, tried finding a teammate, but IHA doing a good job of clogging up the middle there and tight.
That is something they've done quite well. They've made it hard for the Buffalo to enter that middle of the ice. They've kind of had to try and generate a lot of their offense from that perimeter area, kind of from the sides.
Yeah, and I think that the Buffaloes, if they are going to find a way to be able to beat that, I think it's just a bit faster of an attack, a bit of a quicker attack could help them make IHA a bit more uncomfortable. I think also going hard on the forecheck down low will allow for some good things as well.
And we have Jordan Kustermans picking up that puck out of the skates of Glukov. Glukov picking up that loose puck that Kusterman left. And we have some jostling behind the play, but nothing will happen from it. Kustermans was jostling with the IHA player going off for a change. And that pass from Schofield just off target, and that's going to end up on the stick of Leach. But Leach not able to chip that out as Johnson picks that loose puck up. And we have another loose puck in the slot area. And we got melee, and Miles Gordon able to track that puck and cover it for a save.
Seems like in this period, definitely would have to say this is the worst start for the Buffaloes. I mean, we still have 11:26 to play here, but feeling like there's a lot more turnovers from the Buffaloes as seen in previous periods, and I feel like that's just IHA also upping the pressure on their attack as well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of aggression here from IHA, just in the sense that they're playing with a lot of intensity, and some of that intensity is boiling over into some of the extracurriculars. I know I just saw the referee go over to the players bench there to have a chat with Captain Baden Koss in just regards to maybe not talking to the ref as much as he has been today. Nice shot there from Jossinet as Miles Gordon tracks that all the way and covers up for a face-off.
Gordon having to be sharp on that shot from the point. But I think he's played pretty good today, Cody. I mean, that last goal that was scored, put in by Big Plume, was a goal in the high-quality scoring area in the slots. So one that Gordon definitely would like to have back. Any goaltender would definitely like to have it back. No, by no means was it a bad shot at all, just something that the goaltender would have probably liked to have had, you know?
Right, and you know what? In regards to both goalies, actually, both goaltenders have been playing real good. Really, it's just been some perfectly aimed shots that have beat both goaltenders today, and you can't fault them on a sharp shooter being able to place it perfectly.
Yeah, being able to find some space, too, always an advantage for the opposition going up against the goaltenders. So it will be interesting to see how much more open ice we will be seeing in these high-quality scoring areas as this game does go along here and coming up in the last 10 minutes of this third.
Yeah, you're right there, Graham. We are just about to tick under that 10-minute mark with Piot Mound still leading in the shot category, 27-25. IHA has now tied it up here in the third period at 2 apiece. And this last 10 minutes is definitely going to be action-packed here going forward.
We'll see on the draw there for IHA. I believe that was Madden or Christensen.
That was Madden there that had tied up Takahashi. IHA now having possession of that puck. Stace sends that over to Brost. Brost up to Deal. Deal just chips that in as Chartrand goes back, and Madden's going to pressure him. Takahashi and Dill exchange there on the corner. Takahashi trying to chip that up to a teammate in Kustermans. Sharp angle shot there from Madden there, but not able to find enough open net there to put it through. Battle there on the boards. Chartrand not able to keep possession of that as Dill picks his pocket. Dill continues the pressure there on Chartrand. Chartrand now chipping that up to a teammate as Kusterman skates into it, and we now have a 2-on-1. Kusterman's with a nice shot there, close. And that would definitely not a hit you'd like to see. Kusterman's taking some head contact there. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see that one, if it was still in the play for you, but we'll keep an eye on Kusterman's there.
And a bit of a surprise they didn't call that one a penalty with the penalties that have been called in today's game. But going back to that chance, that 2-on-1 chance, nice coverage by the IHA defenseman there on the player that Kusterman's had with him. And Kusterman's, the only thing he could have done better there is maybe shoot for the right pad. Shooting for that outside pad didn't really create a rebound opportunity that would be served best for his team.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Kusterman's had that shot back, like you said, probably would have chose a little bit different shot placement. Like you said, go to that outside pad and maybe generate a rebound there, as he did have a teammate with him.
And who knows, maybe he tried to rip that top shelf but just fanned on it. But ideal play would have been to go for that low right pad.
And we are going to have another icing call here as the faceoff's going to go down into the Buffaloes zone. Buffaloes are going to elect to keep the same 5 guys here on, as Constant's going to go, I believe, take the faceoff for the Buffalo. And just looking like, looks like we have Braden Bear up here. I believe not seeing him on the bench. Maybe taking a bit of a spill there. Not quite sure what's happening, but looks like the Buffalo are going to be shorthanded here in regards to on the bench for the final 7 minutes. Up comes Schofield. Schofield enters the offensive zone. Schofield takes a shot there, but Miles Gordon turns that aside. Chartrand leaves that for Leach, but that ring around attempt ends up on the stick of Jossenet. Jossenet sends that down to Big Plume. Big Plume sends that up to a teammate. Right back to Big Plume. Big Plume tries to send it back to a teammate in Wempy. Wempy not able to get possession of that. As now Leach has a bit of time and space here to try and create. Constant not able to get a hold of that pass from Leach. Schofield doubling back to let some of his teammates get a change. As Derianka gets a stick on that loose puck. Able to get it out of the defensive zone. And Izzy Amy able to pick that puck out of the skates of Captain Koss. And Brost trying to look up ice, but not able to get it around Emerson Sheward, as he has a good active stick. Loose puck in the corner. Izzy Amy looking for an option, but not able to find a player cheating down into the slot. We got a 2-on-1 the other way, and Big Plume just puts that over the net.
Nice play by Derianka to lay out to block that pass. Really gave Big Plume no other options but to try to go for that top blocker corner. And cutting down the angle nicely there was Miles Gordon. But the quick attack here from IHA has been evident here in this period, Cody. And just their ability to possess the puck, win puck possession down low, and be able to work it out to the out front has resulted in some good things, as well as working it to the point.
Yeah, definitely IHA has shored up some of those things we saw them maybe lacking in a little bit in the second period, and they've definitely been giving Piot Mound a run for their money here in this last 10-minute segment. Derianka pins Johnson against the boards there. That loose puck ends up going to Schofield, but Price able to apply some pressure there to let Takahashi get that loose puck. Takahashi puts that deep, and Kusterman's back out there. Nice to see he's able to continue on in this game. Kusterman's got 3 guys on him, but Takahashi taking some of that pressure off with taking one of those men. Leach looking, takes a shot from the point, and Kusterman's tries to get a whack in there. As we got a whistle here after a save by Cottrell.
I know I've talked about it at points in this game, how the Buffalo's defense has done a good job, those last 2 D being back, of closing the middle. But they have had times where the IHA players have gone behind them. Haven't really noticed it that much in this period for the Buffaloes being able to get behind IHA in their own right, as IHA has been a good job of keeping them in front of them and really forcing them to dump it in deep and try to go to work down low.
Yeah, definitely been a very good defensive affair by IHA to kind of clog up the areas that Piot Mound has been looking for offense here. Laz Constant looking to try and generate. He tries to take a shot, and that bounces off the pads of Schofield. Nielsen not able to get a stick on that to try and get a rebound. Constant tries to chip that over to Nilsson. Not able to get that to the front of the net. And here comes Deal. Deal entering on a big hit by Chartrand.
Mr. Chartrand said, take a seat, Deal.
And just judging by some of the intensity by IHA, we'll have to keep an eye on if Dill tries to repay the favor there. I've seen him take some liberties earlier in these past couple of games, so we'll keep an eye on that if some of the intensity ramps up even more.
And just a textbook hit there, closed the gap, lined him up, and it was a clean hit as well, just a huge one.
Yeah, definitely about as clean as it can get there. As now we have Izzy Amy coming into the offensive zone. He's taken down by Johnson. Johnson now regroups that puck as he's coming in on Bannerman. He's got Big Plume with him as he tries to put that puck in his skates and make a dipsy doodle. Johnson leaves that puck and that trickles up to Brost. Brost takes a shot and that just goes wide. Brost now has Price in pursuit of him. Big Plume sends that over to a teammate in Glukov. Glukov takes a long-range shot, and Miles Gordon just gloves that down with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third period. Score is still tied 2-2, and shot still in favor for Pilot Mound, 29-28 here left in the third.
Some pucks getting away from the Buffaloes here late in this game. That puck ended up going to the point when the Buffaloes should have been there to be able to get it out.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the man-on-man has been a little bit lacking for the Buffaloes defensively. They hasn't been their best defensive game, I would say, at portions. They've definitely had some lapses, but they've definitely done enough to keep this game tied up. That's going to be kept by Koss. Koss just backhands that to the center of the ice. As now Leach is going to touch that up. We're going to have a face-off, I believe, to the outside of Pilot Mound zone there. As we're going to get a line change on the defensive partners. We got Derianka and Chartrand out there.
And at this portion in the game, this is when, for the Buffaloes, a guy like Laz Constant, when he's out there, a guy like Sam Takahashi has to step up to get some offense going for this team. It's been a bit of a quieter period for the Buffaloes on the shot board, as they are only one shot in front of IHA. IHA has done a good job of generating shots, getting chances in this period. Can the Buffaloes get a late push? And it seems like they will get their chance here on the power play, Cody.
Yeah, it looks like
no,
it doesn't look like there was a call on that trip by that when Hay was falling down, but definitely some pressure generated off that rush there. And we'll see if the Buffalo are going to be able to keep possession. And we're going to have another whistle here for puck out of play. And the face-off's just going to be on the inside of the IHA zone.
I wonder if one of these coaches goes out and calls a timeout here to get the team set, ready to go. Maybe having a set play in there if you're the Buffaloes or IHA.
Face-off won by IHA. They take possession. And Glukov is going to look and try and pass that around to a teammate in Koss. Johnson picks that loose puck up and just chips it into the offensive zone. Johnson rounding. He sends it over to Boucher. Boucher not able to get a full stick on that, but Wempe able to track that puck that was kind of getting away from him there and almost creates that breakup play into an opportunity.
Oh, so close. Who got the shot on net there, Cody?
Yeah, Wempe got the
shot.
Yep, he got a shot off there as he was trying to catch control of it, and that losing control almost kind of looked like it fooled Miles Gordon as he was fiddling with the puck there, and but Gordon up to the task there on tracking it.
Yeah, and a good stick there on the point shot from the Buffaloes getting in the way, but it trickled past, and if Wempte was just a split second faster, he could have potentially had a better look at net there.
We got Zane Price going into the offensive zone there. He's got possession. He's going to send it to the front of the net, and we got a loose puck, but goaltender in Cottrell able to find that before a Pilot Mound player was able to chip that in.
Now, one thing you got to give the Buffaloes credit for is when they try to get fancy doing moves like that, like Price just tried to put on there on the IHA defenseman. Unable to get by him, he was held up, but then he continues to be strong, continues to move the feet, and gets to that puck, sends it out in front for Takahashi, and a good chance there for the Buffaloes late in this period.
Yeah, and with a minute remaining in this third period, we'll see if the Buffaloes can can grab that lead late here. Now under a minute, 54 seconds left. Leach goes back. He's going to stop up and wait for his teammates to regroup. Sees Constant come back here, and he's going to look, give it to Constant. Constant's going to look cross. And Price, trying to get it to Price, but Takahashi grabs that one. Takahashi rounding the boards. He's still got possession. Takahashi loses it as Dill picks that up, and Big Plume has got a one-on-one here with Chartrand. Chartrand with some nice block there to negate the opportunity late in this third period. Here comes Price. He leaves it for Constant. Constant gets around Jossinette. Jossinette. Constant puts that puck on the net. Dill rings that around, and we are going to have extra time here, as we have on a couple of occasions. We're going to see these two teams battle in our fourth period, and we'll see if they'll be able to send it to another shootout, as we've seen a couple of occasions here, Graham.
Yeah, let's see if shootout is in the future here for this game. It is 5 minutes of overtime to be played here first off, but just looking back at the last minute of that third period, looking at it, the move made by the IHA forward, trying to get by Chartrand, but Chartrand keeping such a nice gap and being able to block the pass across. And then last Constant, we've seen him rush the puck up end to end multiple times in this game now, and might be more than that, but able to get a backhand shot on net. Another good job of IHA keeping it to the outside. And this should be a interesting overtime period here coming up, Cody.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see. I do believe we are going to see it is 3-on-3 during the regular season, if I do remember correctly, as we are going to have some fast-paced hockey here. I know we've seen it through the NHL, how quick 3-on-3 play can be, but definitely with that extra space here at this level as well, always entertaining.
Yeah, and it looks like it will be 3-on-3. Always exciting to see this type of hockey being played for a final period here in Piot Mound.
And that's going to be sent back to Schofield. Schofield's going to double back and wait for his teammates to regroup. Schofield's going to head behind the net, and he's going to just stop up.
Jordan Kusterman's one of Buffalo's better forecheckers out there for them. He loses an edge, but keeps on the IHA player there.
Yeah, just a honey badger out there. Just doesn't give anybody any room. Miles Gordon stops that up for Takahashi. Takahashi stops behind the net himself, and he's going to wait for his teammates. Takahashi comes out. He sends that to Leach. Leach has got Kusterman's with him. Now Kusterman goes off for a change as Leach just elects to take a shot.
Yeah, nice pass. Yeah, go ahead, Cody.
I was just going to say now that Leach is going off for a change. You go ahead.
Yeah, nice job there by Leach gaining the zone, being able to get a shot off, cutting to the left there from his perspective of things and setting off a face-off draw here in the O-zone for the Buffaloes.
A face-off won by Constant to Chartrand. Chartrand takes a shot, but that just goes wide. Constant repossesses that. And he sends it over to Chartrand. Chartrand's got a little bit of room, but wasn't able to wrangle that puck in and get a shot off. Constant is in a battle there with two IHA players, Johnson and I believe that's Jossinet. Chartrand going back into his own zone there. Going to wait for the setup as he's got Constant coming back. Constant's going to take that one and going to leave that for Chartrand. Chartrand doubles back to Koss. Koss taking the body on Chartrand. Now Kusterman's going to take that as we got a 3-on, almost a 3-on-1. Just about. Now Jossinet loses his stick, but unfortunately IHA coming the other way, not able to capitalize on man without a stick there, almost making it a 3-on-2 if the Buffaloes would have been able to capitalize on that opportunity.
And going back there to when Constant initiated the breakout out of the zone, just drawing the play to him, realizing he has space and usually a highly clogged up area in the middle, was able to have a nice creative breakout for the Buffaloes.
Here comes Takahashi in. I thought maybe rebound could have trickled out to number 4 in Emerson Sheward, but unfortunately not able to get a stick on that. But yeah, Graham, a good opportunity and good realization by Constant to try and send it back to Chartrand there and reset up when he saw that he was going to be getting had a man on him right away. Deal sends that back to Glukov. Glukov tries to send that back to a teammate. Sheward gets possession of that, and he tries to cut to the front of the net and not able to get a shot off. Here comes Glukov. Sheward on a good back check. He's got his man in Wempe taken care of. Sheward goes after Wempe. Now Glukov gonna come to the top of the blue line and take a long range shot. Now Sheward got his man, and puck ends up loose in the corner as must been a miscommunication. Nobody really going for that one. Dole is gonna hold on to it. He's gonna try and evade Takahashi, but wide open Wempe able to take a shot there, but a nice pad save by Gordon to keep his team in it. Another long-range shot there by Glukov, and another nice glove save by Miles Gordon.
And you look at the 3 games these teams have played this week, and I feel like it's kind of to be expected out of the scores we've seen. A close game, not too sure what happened yesterday for the Buffaloes to really let 6 in and only score 1. But to finish off the weekend, another close game that's in overtime with just under 2 minutes remaining here, Cody.
Yeah, always entertaining when these two teams do play. Like I said earlier, they just kind of seem so much similar in the way they have to play to be successful in this league here with so many talented teams. It's always entertaining when you get to watch a close one like this. And now Constant waiting for some teammates to open up. He now doubles back again, sends it over to Kustermans. Kustermans sends that up to Leach, as now Leach has got a little bit of space. He's on the half wall. He's going to wait for Constant, and not quite able to get it is Constant. Constant holds on. Wow! What a sharp angle shot there from Constant to put it away with 49 seconds left.
Oh, man, Laz Constant, what a play there. And started off in the defensive zone, taking his time, and he's shown patience like that throughout the year. Set up a chance for the Buffaloes to break out even better. Leach gets the long pass reception there, and Leach almost finding Constant, but the play wasn't over. Constant and the Buffaloes continued on the pressure, mainly put out by Constant, and he gets a sharp angled shot there, roofs it to put the Buffaloes on top here in the final game of the weekend.
Yeah, just, from here, I don't know how he found any daylight to put that one by him, but Constant, as we've mentioned before, able to have that sharp shooter ability and was on full display, but, You're right. It kind of started in the defensive zone there when he had doubled back and waited for the opportunity to come to him, and then he sent it over to Kustermans, and Kustermans having that vision to find Leach to get it into the offensive zone, and the rest was kind of history there from Constant just kind of walking out to that slot area and just roofing it.
So we are into our post game now here. It was a 3-2 final in overtime for the Piot Mound Hockey Academy Buffaloes U17 prep team, and the Buffaloes down 1-0 to start off this game, scoring 2 to come back, able to, or wait, what? I'm trying to, let's take a look here. Yes, they scored 2 in the second period. IHA tied it up in the third, but the Buffaloes able to finish it off in OT with that goal from Last Constant. Shots were 36-34 on the scoreboard. 35-33 here, it says on the CSSHL.ca website. But Cody, I'll get your thoughts on the game here. What you noticed, from these two teams in this thrilling final game of the weekend.
Yeah, it really was entertaining game. A bit of a different narrative today than it was yesterday. Definitely a close game, as dictated by the score. Both teams really trying to not give an inch, and the Buffaloes really digging their heels in here on the final game of their regular season and their final homestand of this season. So they really showed a lot of heart there to dig in their heels and eke out this win here. Really felt like a good all-around team effort by the Buffaloes here.
Not sure how much this will give them confidence heading into the playoffs. Of course, going 1-2 this weekend, but they had a close loss on Friday. A game that they let in 6 goals yesterday, but able to finish it off strong here, and they're on to the playoffs now. But what you would be taking away from this weekend if you're both teams, Piot Mound Hockey Academy, the Buffaloes U17 team, and the International Hockey Academy team here as they go into playoffs very soon.
For International Hockey Academy, I would continue working on that defensive structure because they had looked great in their own zone, able to clog that middle, really suffocated the Buffaloes and made it hard for them to get any grade A chances. The Buffaloes did have the shot advantage in the end, but a lot of those shots did come from the perimeter. And when those shots are coming a little bit from that long range, it does make it easier for a goaltender to stop the puck when he has that extra time. And then when you're looking at the Buffaloes, one thing that kind of was a narrative I saw for them that they'll want to work on is they'll want to work on their defensive structure in a different way, just because, that was something that they had maybe lacked a little bit. They weren't quite clogging that middle up as good, but communication seemed to get better as the weekend progressed. That's definitely something that they'll want to continue working on as they do head into the playoffs in Penticton.
Yeah, you look at IHA for most of this game, they were able to keep the Buffaloes to the outside. It was tough for the Buffaloes to break into the inside. It really came down to some defensive breakdowns from IHA that costed them in this game, and that was also the hard forecheck from the Buffaloes. I think that that's something that the Buffaloes have had success with this year when they can get the forecheck going in terms of winning puck battles if they are moving their feet, and we saw that on full display when they did have success today. But overall, I think for IHA just needs to shore up those defensive breakdowns just a bit. And overall, this is a team that was breaking out of their zone better than Piot Mound was throughout this weekend. And I felt like IHA was a bit of the faster team at times this weekend. I give them the speed advantage there, but by just a bit. When the Buffaloes can move their feet, they do some really good things. But I think that's just going to be a thing. The Buffaloes keeping that good consistency going, shoring up things in the D zone just a bit, and as well as continuing that hard forecheck, obviously being sure to make the first pass right and being able to make those passes on the tape and communicate. But Yeah, I mean, two teams that put up close games this weekend, finishing off with the closest of the three, a 3-2 win for the Buffaloes in OT today.
Yeah, and through all that excitement, I did forget to mention our goal sponsor for Pilot Mound Goals. That overtime winning goal was brought to you by Murray Chrysler. Murray Chrysler in Morden and Carmen for all your Dodge Chrysler needs. But it definitely was entertaining, and thought maybe we were going to see a shootout again, as we have seen from these two teams. But still entertaining to see this game go into overtime, and it went down to the wire there, Graham.
Yeah, we won't keep the viewers much longer here. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions, Cody, then we'll get into the players of the game. But the goaltending performances today from Miles Gordon and Mason Cotreau. This time around, Cotreau not being able to get the win. But from both goaltenders, I mean, Miles Gordon coming away with a win on this weekend. Cotreau going 1-1, same with Miles Gordon. But what you thought about these goaltenders this weekend?
Yeah, both goaltenders, they did their part in today's affair, kicking as many pucks to the side as they could. Both goaltenders seem to have fairly good rebound control. I know you can't be 100% on your rebounds, but for the most part, both goaltenders were cradling